the BetParx sportsbook and online casino app. It's got you covered for pro and college football season. Online and in person at Parx Casino in Shippensburg. It is fall, a great time to make a visit to central Pennsylvania, enjoy all the foliage, and see PA's newest casino. Great news if you're in Western Maryland, Northern Virginia, Hagerstown, Winchester, Chambersburg, Martinsburg, and many, many more. You can get lucky in no time at all at Pennsylvania's newest casino, the all-new Parx Casino, Shippensburg. Oh, it is smoke-free. That's a good thing. And it reminds me that the cigar dinner is sold out. That's at Parx in Philadelphia. Yes, there it is, TC. Look at that. Emblazoned with the big... That didn't take long.
The smoke-filled room will
be full. The smoke-filled room will be full.
Full of people, full of smoke.
Yeah, that's in the beer garden with the retractable roof.
It's so cool. I saw it online. When you go, to buy tickets, you see it, and it is fantastic.
So, who will call me today and say, oh, I wanted to come to the cigar dinner?
I know who you're going to say, and you need to stop besmirching him. My friend, Bill Brennan, will not do that. Thank you.
I'm wearing my hat, which I favor.
Yes, you are.
They're sold out, too.
I know.
Everything's sold out.
Everything's sold out.
Everything's sold out. Thank you, Parx Casino. Visit parxcasino.com. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Time now for the headlines from the Thursday edition of the newsletter. Shana Tova, to those who are celebrating Jewish New Year, wish you all good things today. Poll results from yesterday, 30,396 vote cast. 5 weeks from today, meaning yesterday, the day after the election or final day of voting. Are we going to know the winner? 58.83% said no. Essentially a 60-40 in terms of whether we would know the winner. Now, I don't know the level of interest that there will be in today's poll question, but if there's ever a day to ask about Pete Rose, it's got to be today, right? 2 days removed from his passing. Should he be posthumously admitted to the Baseball Hall of Fame? Should he be posthumously admitted to the Baseball Hall of Fame? I have a Jason Stark piece from The Athletic in the newsletter today. Really, really well written. Beginning this way. I know exactly where Pete Rose's Hall of Fame plaque should have been hanging for the past 3 decades. In the middle of a powerhouse cluster of plaques for Tom Seaver, Reggie Jackson, and others, thousands of visitors to the National Baseball Hall of Fame Museum would have gawked at it by now. I can still imagine them reading the plaque and trying to comprehend that more than 23,000 men have played in Major League Baseball, and Pete Rose got more hits than any of them. 4,256. And he goes on to propose, as Bob Costas proposes, put up the plaque and have a footnote on it about his gambling issue. I'm voting yes, that he should be posthumously admitted to the Baseball Hall of Fame. He's not here now to enjoy that honor, which I think is one more way that you can rationalize getting it done. Perhaps he'll be looking down. Some would say looking up.
Stop.
And would be aware, therefore. But yeah, let's get it done. Go vote on this poll question at Smerconish.com. I'm so excited. I'm building to something, TC. Get ready.
I'm ready.
Today's cartoon is from Steve Breen. Steve Breen draws for us exclusively on Thursdays. This will be in the book. There it is. It's Donald Trump watching the debate between J.D. Vance and Tim Walz, and Trump saying, no personal attacks, no petty bickering. You call that a debate? Won't that be a great way to remember, what was the VP debate all about?
That's the way it was. They're shaking hands, and he's not happy about it.
Yeah, right. And you can actually see that Vance has the power touch on Walz in that cartoon. Okay, this is now a big reveal.
So exciting.
Big reveal. I hope you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening only on POTUS, watch on my YouTube channel, right? Every day you can click in the newsletter and watch TC and me deliver the headlines.
You paused, and you paused correctly. Well done.
Okay, ready for the reveal?
I'm so excited.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, here is the jacket, the full jacket of Smercomics 2024, the book. Alex Camlin, our designer, shared it with me yesterday. I love it.
It is so cool. Obviously, people have seen just the cover, but this is the whole thing. So you get the
whole
spine,
shebang.
You get the front,
Yeah.
You get the back, you get the author pick. You get the inside flap. You get the back flap. It is so cool.
So let me try and describe for
this
POTUS.
Is really happening.
It is happening. Okay, let me
happening.
try and describe. Leave that up on the screen, Randy, if you don't mind. So the inside flap on the far right, TC,
Yep.
that was written by Greg Jones, who is our editor.
Okay.
Thank you, Greg,
Thank you, Greg.
for a nice intro, written description. What's the project all about? And then on the far left, the red flap, photograph of yours truly, little bio about me, and
Where is that picture taken?
that Rittenhouse Square.
Oh, got it.
That was taken for my Philly Mag profile,
I
and I
wondered.
then bought the image so that on a rainy day,
That's a good pick.
I could use it.
That's a good pick.
You like that pick?
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Thank
yeah.
you, TC.
Yeah, very authorly.
Yes. So then you've got the CCTC logo and a write-up about CCTC where all the profits are going. People have already seen the cover, the front cover of Smercomics. They haven't seen until now the back cover. And what it consists of are images drawn of all the players in the election, extracted from different cartoons and used in that setting.
You know what would be cool is to see the back and then obviously then have the book and to be flipping through and recognize where that picture came from.
Totally.
It's almost like a Where's Waldo. Could be a game.
I'll tell you something else. I've learned so much in this process, and it's become quite a time commitment, candidly, but I'm not complaining. Underneath, that's actually called, Buzz teacher would tell me that's the dust jacket.
Okay.
Refer to it properly.
Thank you, Buzz.
Underneath the dust jacket is not just the book. Imprinted on the front cover is that cartoon image of me that Rob Rogers drew.
Oh.
And on the binder, it says Smercomics 2024.
On the spine.
So on the spine. So thank you. If you ever lose your dust jacket, it will still look beautiful on your coffee table.
That is very interesting.
I'm telling you. And now one more thing that I want you all
There's
to know.
more.
So I'm going to San Antonio for a speech on Tuesday. I'll tell you about that in a couple of minutes. I'd love you to be there if you're in Texas. I believe that when I'm home on Wednesday at Brilliant, the dust jacket to the book, because remember, this all has to be timed.
You mean what you just showed us on
What
YouTube?
I just showed you,
Right.
I believe, is rolling off the press on Wednesday.
Oh, because on Monday we're going to have an exact count.
Right.
Wow.
Because Monday's the last day.
How's the shipping with the paper?
Nervous. Need that to be resolved. We've got paper in those crates that are off the coast.
Not funny. It's
no,
not
it's
funny.
not.
It's not funny. I'm
Diapers
not
and
laughing.
my book paper.
The diapers are more important.
And if Wednesday, I'm going to go to Brilliant in Exton, and PJ and Creative will come with me.
Come on.
And we will shoot video.
Do you have to wear hairnets and stuff? Like
the thing spinning off the press?
Are you going to wear hairnets and steel-toed shoes?
No.
Okay.
But pretty exciting, right?
It's hugely. I'm thrilled. I'm really
Buy a
happy
book
for you.
if you haven't already. Monday is the drop dead
TikTok.
date. That's it.
Yeah.
More headlines now from the Thursday edition of the newsletter. Jack Smith's October surprise, our lead item, the CNN news coverage. Ellie Honig in the first hour of the program today giving his interpretation, which I'll share with you again, is to say Donald Trump deserved to be indicted. Donald Trump deserves to be convicted. Okay? Did you get all that? There's a but coming? Yeah, the but is, but not in this fashion. The expedited timeline and the reversal of the normal motion practice being done deliberately in this case, candidly, by my law school classmate, Judge Chutkin, to appease Jack Smith as he has dropped his October surprise on former President Donald Trump. There are other surprises in place right now, playing themselves out, and I smell poll question for tomorrow, where I ask, which of these is going to most significantly impact the election?
Well, the port you just mentioned.
The port.
Yeah. Okay. So the strike.
The Middle East.
The Middle East.
Situation with Israel,
Right.
Lebanon to the north, Gaza to the south.
Okay.
The Helene aftermath.
Oh, for sure.
Right? I mean, and the Jack Smith, maybe something else we have no idea about because the election is 4 weeks from Tuesday.
Or maybe
none of this.
Right.
Because maybe.
That's a good question.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Because maybe it's so baked in. None of these commercials, none of it is going to matter at this point.
That's how it feels. That's how it feels.
Right.
There's nothing seismic enough, but
Right.
who knows? Who knows?
In other headlines, not the front page news, but things that you'd probably want to know about from the Smerconish.com newsletter. Condoms in decline.
How about that?
Yeah, now this is really interesting. Condom usage is down for everyone in the U.S., but researchers say the trend is especially stark among teens and young adults. A few factors are in play: medical advancements like long-term birth control options, drugs that prevent sexually transmitted infections, a fading fear of contracting HIV, and widely varying degrees of sex education in high schools. Doesn't spell the end of condoms, but public health experts are concerned. When you delve more deeply into the subject, you learn things like the downward trend is evident among men who are having sex with men on apps like Grindr, a popular gay dating app which lists condom use under kinks instead of health.
I thought that was really interesting. But if there are drugs out there now that can prevent sexually transmitted diseases, treat sexually transmitted diseases, prevent HIV, then maybe that's okay.
Okay, well,
I mean, if we're taking drugs to prevent pregnancy and STIs, then maybe.
How about this? So there's the gay sex aspect of it. Then there's this. College-aged women say that young men discourage condom usage. I don't know if there's anything new about that.
I was about to say, oh.
And are often insulted. Now, this is like a new angle, I think. Often insulted by the implication that they might have an STI. What? You think I have an STI?
Well, I don't know. Let's go talk to everyone you've ever had sex with. Like, that's ridiculous.
And then there are no federal standards for sex education, leaving it up to states to decide what is taught. In some states like Mississippi, condom demonstrations are banned.
Oh, boy.
In others like Oregon,
bad.
Students observe condom demonstrations as early as middle school. Not sure how I feel about that. Conservative groups and advocates believe that teaching abstinence until marriage should be the focus of sexual education.
Oh, boy. I mean, okay, so then now you're getting, if you're not going to teach it, if you're not going to teach condom use because you don't want kids to have sex, then you're barking up the wrong tree.
See, you like the headlines from today's edition of the Daily Newsletter.
Do. I don't know about this next one.
Okay, and whether people see continuity between that story and this story is up to them.
Up to them. It's up to them.
It could be the randomness.
Could not be.
The Pee Bandit of Pasadena. The Pee Bandit of Pasadena. Have you ever heard of the Pee Bandit of Pasadena?
Not until I read it at Smerconish.com.
On the south side of the 134 freeway in Pasadena, amid the brush and the dirt and detritus, there is an empty tub of dry.
Detritus? Is that how you pronounce that?
How do you pronounce it?
I always pronounced it detritus.
Okay.
But
what does it mean
wrong.
to you?
Stuff.
Stuff. Yeah, exactly.
But
right.
mess stuff, like dirty stuff.
There's stuff.
Garbage stuff.
Including an empty tub of Dryers. It's funny. Dryers, we have Briars. Dryers vanilla ice cream and an empty drink cup from Subway. They appear to be litter, perhaps cast out of fast-moving cars by careless freeway drivers. In fact, they hide strategically placed security cameras aimed at capturing the man some in Pasadena have named, I'm going to continue to say, the Pee Bandit because I think it's less offensive. They say otherwise,
yes,
right?
They do.
Rhymes with miss.
Correct.
The mystery man has a penchant for placing full bottles of human urine on a specific Pasadena water and power electrical box on Colorado Boulevard. For years, he has deposited full bottles of pee, unscientific but newsworthy safe term, atop a seemingly random electrical box. That behavior is odd enough. But what about the two self-appointed documentarians who have devoted themselves to identifying the urine bottler and understanding his ways? The story is a confluence of classic California weirdness and the Hollywood show business hustlers always there to track it.
That's just gross.
Who would do that?
That's just gross.
Who would do that?
Who would do either one? Who would place? Who would film?
Further along, by the way, they're referring to this as Urinegate.
Wow.
Okay, we've got two shipping stories today. One headed to sea bottom. We've told you before about the USS United States, the largest passenger ship ever built in the U.S., shattered a record for the fastest transatlantic voyage in its maiden voyage in 1952. It's been sitting, mothballed in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Right. And they don't know what to do with it. Now it seems like it may be going to Okaloosa County on Florida's coastal panhandle, and that it may soon find its resting place at the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico. What do you make of that, TC?
They're going to make it the world's largest artificial reef.
Exactly.
How about that?
So there's one shipping story.
Okay.
I know that you are a seaworthy.
I'm seaworthy.
How about the holy grail of shipwrecks? Now, this is interesting to me, and this is what yours truly spends way too much time doing. In a very busy news cycle, this is the number one story, or it was very early this morning, 4 a.m., at the BBC.
Is it because it's got all the elements, like who owns it? There's treasure, arg, there's pirates.
It has been hailed as the most valuable shipwreck in the world. A Spanish galleon, the San Jose, sunk by the British off the coast of Colombia more than 300 years ago. It has a cargo of gold, silver, and emeralds worth billions of dollars.
With a B, billions.
Years after it was discovered, a debate still rages over who owns that treasure and what should be done with the wreck. I remember when my friend and then neighbor, Pat Croce,
I always think of Pat Croce with shipwrecks.
was like into this and was searching for, he was probably looking for this. I don't know, maybe he found it. I have no idea.
I don't know either.
So pick your poison in terms of your sea stories. And then I've got 2 valuation stories in the newsletter today. Again, a lot of thinking goes into this. OpenAI, ChatGPT maker OpenAI has closed the largest VC venture capital round of all time. The startup announced that it had raised $6.6 billion, making it have a valuation of $157 billion.
Holy moly.
157.
Are we looking at the future?
So ChatGPT, OpenAI, is worth 157 billion. Yeah. Are we looking at the future? Hell yes. There's no way all that money would have been raised unless people see this is it.
Correct.
Okay. Then at the same time, what is the value of the Pink Floyd catalog? That would be $400 million. $400 million as Sony has acquired the Pink Floyd catalog.
400 million sounds like a lot until you look at the 187 billion that they're
True. Yes, exactly. I thought this was interesting, the final paragraph of the story. The catalog had been in play for several years with a reported asking price of $500 million, and the group was close to a deal in 2022, but the bitter infighting between the band members, primarily who?
Roger Waters.
Roger,
of course,
exactly,
of course.
Roger. And his controversial, wait till you hear this, TC, and his controversial statements about Israel and Ukraine and in favor of Russia have complicated the deal enormously and scared off a number of suitors. I don't think it's a leap of faith for me to sit here and assume that my interview with him, which got all that notoriety and for which he then blamed empty seats on the way, CNN treated him, scared off some of these investors.
Did you cost the band?
I may have cost
$100 million.
I may have cost Roger Waters like 20 or 25 of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's not say that. Allegedly.
No, I don't. I would.
No.
I would take no glee in that.
No,
but
of
it's
course not. That's kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah. And I remind everybody he enjoyed the interview when it ended and even retweeted it.
Correct.
It was only when others said to him, "Hey man, you don't look so good."
Right.
They left it on the cutting room floor and we released the whole video and you can still watch it. Hundreds of thousands have. And finally, I know it's late notice. If you're in Texas, in the vicinity of San Antonio, Texas, we decided yesterday, if you're in Austin, you ought to be there. If you're in Corpus Christi, you ought to be there.
We drew a circle.
We did. Yeah. We drew a 2-hour circle.
Yeah. We think that's right.
And Houston
is
just too far.
Yeah.
Sleep in.
Unless you want to spend the night, you see.
I love that idea.
Right. I mean, I kind of like go after work on Monday, spend the night, Monday night in San Antonio, which is a great town.
Yeah.
Wake up the next morning, see you, go to the breakfast thing, and then go on with your day.
Randy, can you pop that up on the screen? So look for this in my social media. Click on the link. I'm speaking at Trinity University at their Policymaker Breakfast Series. It's Tuesday in San Antonio, Texas. I don't care where you live. People came from all over to Asheville 2 weeks ago. I mean, truly all over the country. Nebraska, I think, was the furthest destination
that's so cool.
that I had heard people travel from.
Oh, and Asheville, my heart breaks.
I know.
I can't.
I know. Anyway, I hope I see you in San Antonio, Texas on Tuesday. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Order Smercomics because soon, like the cigar dinner, it will be sold out. See ya.